Hi everybody, this is Pause and Practice for Word, Chapter 1, the Pause and Practice number 2. I left off in step 9 in the last movie. However, I lost that file. And so the file that I have is actually the completed file for this Pause and Practice, but I'm still going to go through the steps starting with 10 of what we're going to do. It's just you're not going to really see my document change because it's already changed, and I apologize for that. In between the movies they upgraded my machine and I cannot find it. So alrighty, so on step 10 it says change the font and the font size of the entire document. So we want to go back to that key that I talked about last time, which was the Control A. The Control A key selects your entire document, so I just pressed Control A. And so whenever you want to do an action on an entire document, that's a really great key to use. So then we want to come up here to the font group on the Home tab and find the family. And right now we want to change it to Cambria. So I'm going to click that down. It's always in alphabetic order. And you can start typing the letters like C-A-M, and it's going to take you down there instead of having to scroll, particularly if you're going to something like Times New Roman. It's all the way at the end. So you see it highlighted. Of course, my document was already in it, but yours will change. And then we're going to come right over here to the font size. And so font sizes are measured in points. 72 points is a 1-inch tall letter. So the smaller the number, the smaller the letter. So I want to pick 12. It's going to make everything in here 12. One of the things I wanted to talk about fonts is, somewhere in the 10, 11, 12 points is the normal size font that you use for documents. When you do headers or section names, then you want to go up to maybe 15, 18, 20. The other thing you want to think about when you're selecting your font size is your audience. Are you dealing with, maybe you work at a senior citizens place, home. Maybe you want to make a little bit bigger font. Maybe you work with elementary school children or preschool children, so you might want to have really big fonts for that. So, just think about that audience and make the point of your font the correct size. We're going to do 12, which is pretty standard. Okay, so then we want to select this word subject, and to select a single word, if you put your cursor on it and double click, it'll select that word. Notice it did not do the colon next to it. And then we're going to go to change case. So that's in this font group, and really the hardest thing about this is to know what that button is. Okay, so if you're not sure, you just put your cursor on it, and it's going to do the, and there we go, right? So I want to do the down arrow next to it, and I want to make it all uppercase. So I'm going to pick uppercase. It's going to change that word to all uppercase. And then if you notice, my letters are spread apart, and that's because we're going to increase the spacing between the letters, and that is not found on the ribbon. So we have to go to that dialog box to find that. So I'm going to do the dialog box. Notice that there's a font tab and an advanced tab. Oh my gosh, they're mowing next to me. Hopefully you can't hear that. We're going to go to advanced, and in that we want to do spacing. We're going to expand by 1.5 points. Okay, so you can use the arrows, you can type, whatever works for you. Okay, then let's see. I think that's all we want to do for there. So we're going to go ahead and do OK. So the next thing that we're going to do is work on this area down here. This is what it's going to look like when we're done. So Emma's name, if you notice, it's all caps there. Realtor consultant is italicized, and then Placer Hills Real Estate is bold. So we're going to do some work with that. So the first thing that I want to do is, her email address. So we're going to click and drag across her email address in the last paragraph. And then we're going to change this to a dark blue font letter. Okay, so we come up here and we find this A with the red under it, and I don't want red, so I need to do the little arrow. And we're going to find dark blue. So that's blue-gray. So it's down in the standards, and there it is. So we're going to click on that. And then we're going to find the underline. We still have it selected. We're going to click on underline. Here's the thing, guys. The book tells you to do this. This is not something that I would do in real life, and here's why. What do you think of when you see something that is underlined and a colored? You think it's a clickable. Now, if you're printing this out and that's all it is, if you're emailing this though, the person might get confused that this is not a link, right? Because it's underlined and the change of color, because that's what we're kind of programmed that if we see that, particularly we know that that's an email structure there, that we should be able to, it should be a hyperlink, right? So if you're printing it, that's fine, but if you're sending it electronically, that might be a little confusing for people. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is select Emma Cavelli. So, you know, you could click and drag across, but one of the shortcuts that you can use is, if you notice my mouse, it's the I-beam. It comes over here to the arrow. If I just click, it's going to select that line. It saves a little time. So we're going to select her name, and we want to make this small caps. And so once again, that's not on this, so we have to go to that dialog box, back on the font tab, right? So just pay attention to that there's multiple tabs, and that you may not originally see what you're looking for. Just come up here and look and see, oh wait, it might be on the other tab. So we want to find small caps, select that, and then we're going to go ahead and do OK. And so now Emma's name should be in the small caps. So in other words, the small letters are also capitalized. They're just a little bit smaller than the uppercase. So the next thing we're going to do is select Realtor Consultant. I'm going to come right out there and I'm going to select that. I'm going to select the italic, which is on the ribbon, so I could just click on the I. Come out here and do Placer Hills Real Estate, and I'm going to select bold. Control B, or up here at bold. So now your document should match mine. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to end this movie, and we'll pick up with this same document in Word Pause and Practice Chapter 1, Number 3. All right, guys, thank you.